There are 6 things that separate Salah from every other winger in football, and none of them are what you think. Most players are trying to copy his speed or finishing, but I'm going to show you what actually makes him an elite level winger. I've studied his transformation from a decent player at Roma to a world-class attacker at Liverpool, and I've identified the exact training methods that he's used. What I'm about to share with you has been battle-tested by professional players at the highest level. The specific training techniques that help Salah score more goals than any other winger in Premier League history. And the best part is that you can implement all of them in your next training session. So let's get started. Number 1, the defender's nightmare. The first thing that separates Salah from average wingers is his two-footed ability. This isn't just about being able to pass the ball with both feet. It's about being a complete threat from either side. What makes Salah so dangerous is that he's never one-dimensional. If a defender knows you can only cut in on your left, then they'll never have to worry about a cross and will cut you off every time. But when you can go both ways, that's when defenders start having nightmares. Most left-footed wingers playing on the right can only cut inside. But Salah, he can do both, making him completely unpredictable. Let's look at the following clips. See how the defender has no idea which way Salah is going to go? That's the power of being two-footed. Now, I know what you're thinking. I can't just magically become two-footed overnight. And you're absolutely right. But there's a specific training method that can dramatically improve your weak foot in just weeks. It starts by tricking your mind. When training your weak foot, don't think of it as your weak foot. Your brain responds to the labels you give it. Instead, focus on mimicking the same sensations you feel with your strong foot. The key here is consistency. Just 15 minutes of focused weak foot training every day will transform your game faster than you can even imagine. But being two-footed is only half the battle. What Salah does before he even receives the ball might be even more important, and it's something most players completely overlook: the invisible advantage. The second element that makes Salah elite isn't what he does with the ball, it's what he does without it. Intelligent positioning on and off the ball movement are what truly separates world-class wingers from everyone else. This is where Salah's genius really shines. Most players think being a great winger is all about fancy skills and speed. But here's the truth. Salah makes his most dangerous moves before he even receives the ball. Let me show you exactly what I mean by this. You see how he starts his run here? He's not just sprinting in a straight line. He's using what I call blind runs. Movements that exploit the defender's lack of vision. The key here is timing. Salah waits until the defender checks his shoulder, then immediately changes direction in the space behind. By the time the defender looks back, Salah's already gone. Here's how you can master this technique. First, practice the bait and switch. Pretend you're coming in short for the ball, drawing the defender toward you, then spin and accelerate into the space behind. Second, work on ghosting, the art of disappearing from your defender's radar under attacks. Hold your position, looking uninvolved, then suddenly burst into the box at the perfect moment. And the best part is, you can practice these movements without even needing a ball. Just visualize the defender and work on changing direction explosively. Now, once you've mastered getting into dangerous positions, you need to know what to do when the ball actually arrives at your feet. This is where Salah's third secret weapon comes into play. Number 3, the signature system. The third thing that makes Salah unstoppable is his dribbling mastery. His dribbling isn't just about fancy skills. It's about efficiency and unpredictability. For a winger, the ability to control and manipulate the ball while moving at a pace is absolutely crucial. This is what enables you to beat defenders and maintain possession in tight spaces. The biggest mistake most wingers make is trying to learn too many skills. Salah doesn't do this. Instead, he's mastered just 3 to 5 signature moves that he can execute perfectly under pressure. Let's watch this clip. You see how he uses that quick body feint before accelerating? That's his go-to move. He doesn't need 20 different skills because he's perfected the ones that work. Here's how to develop the same dribbling mastery. First thing you want to do is pick 3 moves that match your style. Maybe it's a step over, a body feint, or a quick change of pace. The specific movement doesn't really matter. What matters is that you can perform them confidently under pressure. The second thing you want to do is practice these moves until they become second nature. Start by standing still, then add movement, and then add pressure from defenders. And here's a secret most players miss. Change of pace is everything. Salah just doesn't dribble at one speed. He slows down to draw defenders in, then explodes past them in sudden bursts. Speaking of explosiveness, there's a specific physical quality that Salah has developed that makes his dribbling twice as effective, and is something you can start training today. Number 4, 3-step explosion. The fourth element that makes Salah an elite level winger is his explosive acceleration. Notice I didn't say speed, and the reason for that is because there's a crucial difference. Explosive speed and agility are what allow you to beat defenders, create space, and exploit openings in the opponent's defense. Top speed is important, but for a winger, the first 5 to 10 yards is everything. Salah isn't actually the fastest player over long distances, but his acceleration in those first few steps is absolutely lethal and dangerous. Let's watch this clip. Do you see how he creates separation in just a few steps? That's not natural talent. That's a specific type of training. So here's how to develop the same explosive acceleration. Most players overlook this, but proper form is essential. Your feet and glutes need to work as a connected system. Second thing you want to do is incorporate resistance training into your routine. This could be heel sprints, resistance bands, or weighted vests. Anything that can force your muscles to generate more power. Third, and probably the most important, you want to train your acceleration from a standing start, not just from a jog. In real games, you often need to explode from a complete standstill. By now, you've mastered 4 essential elements that most wingers never even think about. You know how to use both feet effectively, create space with intelligent movement, execute signature dribbling moves, and explode past defenders with that crucial first step acceleration, which means you're already ahead of 90% of wingers at this point. The next 2 techniques I'm about to share are what transformed Salah from a creative winger into one of the most lethal goal scorers in Premier League history. Number 5, the goal scorer's secret. The 5th element that makes Salah stand out is his versatile shooting technique. Most wingers are one-dimensional shooters, but Salah can score in virtually any situation. As a winger, you need to be ready to finish from multiple angles and positions. If a ball is coming in from the opposite winger, you need to be arriving at that back post. If you're cutting inside, you need to be able to curl that into the far corner. What makes Salah's shooting special isn't just power or accuracy. It's his ability to adapt his technique based on the situation. Let's look at these 3 different goals. In the first clip, he uses a placement shot when he has time. In the second, he uses a quick snapshot under pressure. And in the third, he uses a curling finish around the keeper. So here's how to develop the same shooting versatility. The first thing you want to do is master the 3 core shooting techniques. The power shot, shooting with your laces or your instep, which is the power shot, shooting with the side of your foot, which is the placement shot, and then shooting with the inside of your foot, which is the curling shot. The second thing you want to do is practice these techniques from different angles and distances, not just straight on. Lastly, and this is what most players miss, practice shooting under pressure and off balance. In real games, you rarely get that perfect shooting opportunity, but there's one final element that ties all these skills together. Without this last piece, none of the other techniques will be able to reach their full potential. Number 6, the unshakable mindset. The final and perhaps the most important element that makes Salah elite is his unshakable confidence in 1v1 situations. Creativity and confidence are what separate ordinary wingers from extraordinary ones. It's about developing a specific mindset that elite wingers share. Let's watch Salah's body language here. Even after failing, he immediately wants the ball again. He doesn't hide or play it safe. He actively seeks out 1v1 situations because he knows he'll win more than he loses. So here's how to develop that same mentality. First, you want to reframe how you think about taking on defenders. Most players fear losing the ball, but Salah, he sees it as a numbers game. If he beats his man 6 out of 10 times, that's a massive win. Second thing you want to do is practice visualization. Before games, spend at least 5 minutes imagining yourself successfully taking on defenders. Your brain can't tell the difference between vivid imagination and reality. The last thing you want to do is create a 3-second reset ritual for when you make a mistake. Maybe it's adjusting your socks or taking a deep breath. Whatever it is, use it to snap back into focus. Well, there you have it. The 6 elements that transform Salah from a decent player at Roma to one of the best in the world. And the best part is, none of these require natural talent. They're all skills you can develop with the right training approach. That being said, I'd be lying to you if I told you that that's all there is to being a winger. Because being a winger also means that you have to be able to pass the ball effectively. So click the video on screen now to learn the different types of passes that you can make.